Record. Is it recording? Yeah, most of the time I forgot to record. Okay, now we'll go with this chapter 2. Okay, fine. Mm, Go. Chapter 1. Do you have any doubt in chapter 1? You have your quiz 1. Do you remember, dear? When is your quiz 1? Next week you have the quiz 1. Maybe on Tuesday 20. Tuesday 20 you will have quiz 1. You will have from chapter 1 and chapter 2. Both chapter 1 and chapter 2 is there. Just start studying for your quiz 1. It will be there in e-learning. Okay, fine. What is this chapter 2? In chapter 2, we are going to discuss about the components of operating system and its services. So what are the components of operating system and what are the services we have? And the outcome here is we are going to discuss the internal structure of an operating system. So the components and the services are related with your internal structure of an operating system. So you know what is the operating system, what it will do and all. But how it does, how it takes the command, how it executes. Okay, so that is what we are going to discuss in the internal structure of the operating system. So what are the things which we are going to discuss here is, so here we are going to discuss about the introduction to operating system architecture, and we are going to discuss about the kernel. We are going to discuss about the components, and we are going to discuss about the system services, what is meant by program call and what is meant by system call. All these are related with your architecture of the operating system. What is kernel, what is component, what is services, what is meant by system program, what is meant by system call. Everything is related with the architecture. See, for everything we have the architecture. Even for the program we have the architecture. Even for human body we have the architecture. Anything we see, we have some design, we have some structure. So from where to start and where to end, each and every one has some responsibility. So what are the topics which we are going to discuss? We are going to discuss about the operating system architecture. We are going to discuss about the kernel. We are going to discuss about the operating system components, operating system services, program calls, system call and system program. So I want to make a tour of this one. Already I told you what are the things, what are the components, what are the functions are there. That I told you, just go through your control panel, then you'll get some idea. Okay, in the control panel, what are the things are there which you are able to do it. Okay, so that is what your system components and system services is, like security, like network, hardware, program, and then related with user, related with region, related with access, related with processor, related with file management, related with memory management. Everything whatever which you are going to discuss is what about the system components and the services. Fine, come to this, what is meant by operating system architecture. Architecture, as I told you, it will have some design, it will have some connection between one component with another component. So that is called as the architecture here. For the operating system architecture, here we defines the fundamental structure of an operating system. It defines the interconnection between the various components. What is the component here? We have the hardware, we have the operating system, we have the programming language, and we have the application language. So these are the various components for any system architecture. See, for example, you have the ATM. How you use the ATM? Who is the user? What is the application? What is the hardware? What is the operating systems are used there? So for that particular system ATM, we have different layers or different architecture of the system. You understand what I'm telling? For the ATM system, we have the different components. like who is the user, what is the application is being used, or what is the database is being used, what type of operating system is there in that ATM machine, and what is the hardware related for the particular ATM machine. That is the fundamental structure. Here we are going to discuss about the fundamental structure of an operating system. It defines the interconnection between the various system components. Okay, what are the various system components are there? It is related with hardware, it is related with the operating system, and then related with application program, and related with the programming languages. So these are the different types of components are there in the operating system. Understand what is meant by structure or architecture? What is architecture? What is operating system architecture? Come on dear, tell me what is operating system architecture? The architecture, can you see my screen? Please get up everyone, wake up, wake up.
Fundamental structure of an operating system.
Okay, and then it defines the interconnection between the various components. So what are the various components? The components are hardware, the components are operating system, application program, and the programming languages. So these are the, okay. Now in operating system, the very important part. What is a very important part for our body, human body? All parts are important, but what is very important? For human body, what is heart? Yes, good, heart. So heart only it pumps the blood to various parts of our body. Okay. Likewise, the kernel in an operating system, the kernel is the important part or the core of an operating system. We call it as the core of the operating system. Whatever the command, whatever the applications, whatever the user wants to send, everything is sent to the kernel, like our heart. Okay, it is there. So the kernel, the prime functions of the kernel, it is nothing but what is the kernel? The kernel is the core of an operating system, like our heart of the human body. For the operating system, for the operating system, this kernel is the core of an operating system. The primary function of the kernel, what is the functions of the kernel? Is to run program and provide secure access to the hardware. So this see here, kernel, whatever the application means what? Whatever the commands given by the user, the kernels will accept. Okay, and most important thing is it has to secure the resources, or it has to secure the hardware, machine hardware, like we have the CPU, we have the bus, we have the memory, we have the devices, input devices, output devices, whatever the resources are there in the system, everything it has to be protected. The task is done by the kernel. The control module of the OS is the kernel. Who is controlling the operating system? The kernel is controlling the operating system. That's why kernel is the core of an operating system. It is called as the control module of the operating. Why it is called as control? Because for example, so many requests is given by so many user, the kernel will decide to which user we need to give the resources, because the resources are very limited in the hardware, in the system. So it will decide which process to execute, which process to stop, and which one we need to give the memory, which one we need to take the memory, all those things the kernel will decide. Okay, so I'm just showing you here. So we have the so many, we have the so many processes running. We can see what is the CPU utilization, what is the memory utilization, what is the disk here. So here if I see this Chrome, so I can end this task. This is considered to be the task, and I'm assigning the resource values for the memory, disk, and the network, how much it is being given. I can end this task. This is, each one is considered to be one process. Okay, or one application, the application will be converted to the process. You can stop this task if it taking more number of memory by resources. So who controls all those things? Do you think the operating system? No. Inside the operating system we have the kernel. Control, it takes everything. So it is loaded initially at the time of the system boot. When you start it, it is loaded and remains there until the system is switched off. So the kernel will be always there when you on and off. As soon as you start the system till you shut down the system, the kernel will be there. It is loaded initially at the time of the system boot and remains there until the system is switched off. So what is this kernel? Kernel is the core of an operating system. The prime function of the kernel is to run program and provide secure access to the machine's hardware. The control module of the OS is the kernel. The kernel plays a very important role. Kernel plays the very important role. This is kernel. If you see anything, for example, I'll show you the structure of the kernel, how it looks like, but that is not the exact structure. If for any operating system we have different types of the types of operating system will have different types of structure. Okay. If you see the kernel structure, this is the kernel. For this, the kernel is the core of an operating system. It is the software responsible for running programs and providing secure access to the machine hardware. Since you know that in the operating system there are many programs will be running. Okay, so you will have so many programs are running. So the kernel will decide which program to access and which program to run. So that is the task of your kernel. It will limit the resources. It will decide for which process, which resources you can access. Okay, understand? So that we'll see in the scheduling algorithm later. We have one topic, scheduling algorithm. We'll see that one later. Just I want to show you how exactly the kernel looks like. How exactly the kernel looks like. As I told you, we have the different kernels for different operating system. The kernel will be, but almost 80 to 90 percentage will be, almost 80 to 90 percentage will be same. Okay. So here you see the application tool. We have the system called all the task. This is the detailed study about the kernel. See the Linux kernel. We have the hardware, and in between the hardware support, some functionality, files and directories, virtual memory, multitasking, device drivers, file system, memory management, process management, network management. That's what I told you. So the kernel is the important role to take care of all your process and the application. This is what your full operating system is. We are going to discuss about the process management. We are going to discuss about the memory management, file system, device drivers, networks, schedulers, memory manager, file system types. Okay, input devices, output devices. So, and then with related to all your hardware. Okay, understand here what is the task of this kernel? What is the core part of your operating system? What is the core part of your operating system? Come on, dear, tell me what is the core part of your operating system?
Kernel.
Kernel. Okay, fine. So kernel. So if you see the structure of the kernel, okay. So kernel plays a very important role. Fine. Kernel is the core of an operating system. You know what is the task of the kernel? So it does almost all the task of your operating system. It takes the command, so it knows how to secure your hardware and how to run the program, which program to run and which program to execute, how to allocate the resources, everything. So all these things about the process management, about the memory management, about the file system, about the device drivers, all these tasks is So that's why the use hardware we have the operating system. Okay, got the point what I'm telling? Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay, so just see, the architecture is very simple. Nothing, we are discussing very simple things. What is mean by architecture? What is the operating system architecture? What are the things other? In architecture, what is very important? Kernel is very important. Okay. Next, we are going to see about the operating system components. Operating system components. So what is meant by component? Like how we have the control panel, no? The same thing is only we are discussing here. We are going to discuss about the same thing. What are the things are there in the control panel? Here the operating system components. The environment provided by the operating system to run the program is constructed by the small components. Like we want to run the process management. Without process management we cannot run any application. So it is done that I have the application, I know, so how to run the application, how to execute the application, how to give the resources, everything is decided by this process management. That we'll see in third outcome. We'll see this in third outcome, process management. Okay, fine. And next about the process management, next one is main memory management. Main memory management. So this is, see here we have the memory, this has to be managed. So we are going to discuss this also, maybe in outcome number 7 or 8 we will be discussing about the memory management in outcome number maybe 7 or 8. And similarly we have the file also, file management we will be discussing in last outcome. And we have the input output management also, this also, each one is one outcome here. This is third, this is maybe fifth or seventh, this is another outcome, this is another outcome. We are going to discuss about the network, we are going to discuss how to protect your resources, how to protect your resources, and the file management, and what is meant by command interpreter. Using command, using command is nothing but whatever the instructions which you are giving to the operating system, that is considered to be the command interpreter. So what are the components of operating system? We have 7 components. The first one is process management, second one is main memory management, third one is file storage management, and next we have input output management, and next we have networking, we have protection, we have command interpreter. If we just go through our control panel, you will come to know this. See here, system and security. What is system and security? That is called as your protection. What is network and internet? That is called as networking. And what is this hardware and sound? It is related with your like memory management, like your file management, like memory management, like input output management. That is considered to be your hardware and sound. What is this program? Program is nothing but your process management. Okay, so all these things we are just seeing in control panel. So what are the components of operating system? Come on, tell me what are the components of operating system. I'll just stop with this one. Anyone please read. All gone? Anywhere? I just want to know. Mm. Atari Syed. Hello. Atar.
Yes, I'm there, Mr.
Yeah, tell me, dear. What are the components of operating system? Come on, tell me. What are the components of operating system?
Process management.
Okay. process management. Good. Then
Output, input, management.
Asmakam is okay. I understand. I'm asking Atari Sayed.
Mister, I don't know.
Are you not seeing my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, now I can.
What you are doing till now then? Okay, read out. What is there?
Process management,
Okay, then
main memory management,
okay, main memory management. Then
file storage main management,
okay, file management or file storage management.
input output management,
Okay, input output
network
management, networking, and then
protection,
protection, and then
command interpreter.
command interpreter. Okay, so these are the components of operating system. If you want to run your program well, you need all these system components. See, if you have this process, you need memory. You want to store it, you need that file storage. You need input and output. You need networking. You need to protect. You need to give us a command. So all are related for any applications you want to run. If you want to open any applications and run it, so you need this one. Understand? Okay. So everything is interrelated between one component with another component. Without that, it is not possible. Okay. See, dear, please listen. I want everyone to log in with your laptop, not with your mobile. One thing in next class onwards. And second thing, whenever I ask the question, please tell, or I will call by name and I'll check out whether you are active or not, or you listening to my class or not. Because see here, I'm keep on talking for 2 hours continuously. So I should not feel that I'm talking to some wall. Alright. I should feel that I'm talking to my student. It's not just like that I'm talking alone to me. I'm giving some input, I'm teaching you. You have to learn it. You have to know what I'm teaching. And again I'm repeating, if you're not able to understand what I'm teaching, or if you're not able to get through, you have all rights to ask. I'm repeating. I can repeat, no problem. There is no point of going from one outcome to another outcome, or one chapter to another chapter without knowing. You got my point? What I'm telling to everyone? Okay. Fine.
Mister, enough for today.
Yes, enough. I'm just taking the attendance. Khalil.
Okay, Mister.
No worry. I told no, I will stop. I just stopped. I just want to tell something. That's all. Okay. Answer your attendance. Who is that? Abdullah Mohammed.
Yes, Mister.
Amani Sayed.
Yes, Mister.
Asma Kamis.
Yes, Mister.
Atari Sayed.
Yes, Mister.
I hope you did not mistake me. Okay. Daya Khalifa.
Yes, Mister.
Fatima Mohammed.
Yes, Mister.
Gali Rasid. Gali Rasid absent. Yes, he is not the. Yeah. Hamid Ali.
Yes, Mr.
Hitar Sayed.
Yes, Mister.
Khalil Ibrahim, Manal Hamid,
Yes, Mister.
yeah,
Yes,
Manal
Mister.
Hamid, Mariam Darwish,
Yes, Mister.
Mariam Mohammed,
Yes, Mister.
Basal Ahmed,
Yes, Mister.
Fatila Salim,
Yes, Mister.
Muhammad Hamid, Muhammad Ahmad, Muhammad Saif, Muhammad Said Saif,
Yes. Yes.
Nazla Salim,
Yes, Mister.
Rima Mohammed,
Yes, Mister.
Taif Khalid,
Yes, Mister.
Tuka Sayed, Tuka Sayed, Ziad Suleiman.
Yes, Mister.
Okay, fine dear, thank you. You can leave the class. I'll stop the recording now.